Lisa Vanderpump.
Yes.
How you doing, my love?
I'm good.
You
But
look
it seems
good.
like you're doing even better.
Look at
Thank
us.
you. I'll take it. I know.
Look at us. We have history. We have history.
We do.
We go way back.
Yeah, you were great to me on Dancing with Stars. I remember thinking, oh my God, how did I get into this mess? But I remember you were always like, don't worry. Yeah.
Oh man, well, you're such a pleasure always. And we got to talk about season 12 of Vanderpump. This is in season 12.
Yes. Who knew?
What do we have in store? What can you describe about the season so far?
Well, I mean, it's totally different because it's a whole new cast, which was a kind of brave move on everybody's part. But I think that story had been told.
Yeah.
So we kind of brought a whole new cast back, but that worked there, people that worked at the restaurant, and added a couple of extras. And boy, it's an authentic show, great existing relationships. And it's done really well.
I love it. I love it. So how does it compare? I guess between the OG cast and this fresh cast.
It's just totally different. It's a new set of people with a new set of problems, and I think it's that's what the great thing about reality is. It takes these twists and turns, and they're unexpected. And they're a naughty cast, but I like this cast very much. But they also have a lot of personal story, which I think is great. Yeah,
I love that. You said that you could plan all you want, but really, it's going to unfold in ways that you couldn't even have planned.
The unexpected.
I'm sure. All right, so when there's like blurred lines in relationships, where do you get involved on a personal level, and then stay in sort of like more boss mode?
I think at the reunion, I could never host it because I think somebody like Andy can ask those questions, whereas as a boss, there are things I don't ask. But that doesn't mean there aren't things that they don't tell me.
Yeah.
They kind of tell me everything. And sometimes I'm like, no, I think I heard a little too much this season.
Wow.
They were talking about OnlyFans, and they were talking about... And sometimes when I watch the footage and I'm not in it, I go, we can't show that. And they're always like, bravo, we make a show about what you want to say or what they're really saying. So, okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. So do they say, so you're saying like, they share more with you even off camera probably, right? And like you.
No, they share it all on camera.
It's all on camera.
Yeah, they don't
oh my
care.
gosh, they don't care.
That's this generation. I think this generation, they're so different to the last generation. So much of their life is here with the selfie thing, and talking on social media. It took them like only 30 seconds to get used to these cameras.
Man, so what is the golden rule for mixing, romance and, the workplace?
Have you watched my show?
I have.
The Vanderpump Rules don't mix it, and they don't listen.
They don't. They're supposed to not to, but they do.
But I mean, you've been on Dancing with the Stars long enough. Things happen.
Yeah.
People get up close and personal, and you maybe think, okay, well, we shouldn't be doing that, but everybody ends up doing it anyway. So, as much as I say till I'm blue in the face, they have their own minds. But anyway, they're a naughty bunch.
I love that, a naughty bunch. I can't say naughty. Saying naughty just sounds wrong when I say naughty.
That's good.
That's it. If you could bring back one OG, person from the past seasons, who would it be?
Well, Stacy, who I always thought was wonderful, and then she kind of had her, situation where she was basically cancelled for a bit for misbehaving and being inappropriate and getting it totally wrong. Now she's back and she's on Vanderpump Villa though, so I would be remiss if I didn't talk about her. But on Vanderpump Rules, I enjoyed all of them. I mean, I guess my relationship with Tom Schwartz has always been very close. I find him very lovable, and there's no ego in the game. Some of the others let their ego kind of get carried away,
Sure. By the way, how is that like when you cast somebody, right, in the early seasons, say season 1, and then you see them get like, oh, I got some attention, and they kind of like, oh, hey, and they kind of...
Well, I mean, I used to be talking to their assistants. I don't even have an assistant.
Right.
I was just like, but I said to this cast, and it kind of makes me laugh when I say this time next year, you're all going to be a pain in the ass, and that way I know the show's a success.
Oh, I love that. That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's
well, I mean, they get this inordinate amount of attention on social media, and, as the show kind of gathers momentum, suddenly they're doing talk shows and things.
That's actually a really good way of looking at it. So not looking at it as like, oh my gosh, but like, oh, it must be a success. So they're getting difficult, so good. That's great.
think probably the easiest way to be in reality is maybe if you're successful before, So you're not kind of creating a life. It's almost like they're documenting your life.
Yeah.
Like I had a lot of restaurants before I was on the show, so they documented my life.
Yes.
Rather than I created a life out of it. But I didn't know I'd be like having a hotel named after me in Vegas. I mean,
it's incredible. By the way, the bar, what hotel was it in? But
Flamingo or Vanderpump at Paris or Caesar's Palace.
I think it was
five
in
with Vegas.
It was in Caesar's Palace. I think my wife and I were there seeing Celine Dion, and we went in there and we had a drink.
Oh,
and I was
Vanderpump Cocktail Garden.
this is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yes, the garden.
Yeah.
It was
Well,
nice.
I have 3 in Vegas, but then I have 2, one in Arizona and one in Lake Tahoe with Caesar's Entertainment.
Damn.
Caesar's is just a wonderful partner, and it's
doing it.
the playground of the world.
It really is.
It's a lot of fun.
The reunion was described as complicated and funny. What was about the reunion that felt that way?
Well, maybe some of it's funny. I mean, they're a funny bunch, but I think they opened up emotionally, and they want to reunite. Obviously, they want to stay on the show, and they want to try and resolve some of the relationships that get complicated, and then they end up being vulnerable. But yeah, reunions are tough. But this group, they're pretty outspoken, I have to say. They don't hold anything back.
There was a really beautiful moment where Venus
Venus
opened up to you, and there was a beautiful, vulnerable moment there about how you could share and relate. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I've always been a huge advocate for the LGBTQ community over the years, and I think Venus's story is a particularly painful one when they talk about bullying and how they felt very reluctant to share their life and their authentic self kind of thing, growing up where he did, and to suddenly be hosting Pride on a television show. I mean, it gives me bumps thinking about it, because he never thought that he would be validated, let alone celebrated. So big moments like that, and you see growth in characters and people. It's wonderful to see.
That's amazing. Well, what is it like to make such a huge impact on all these, these people's lives, really? Because you're really changing their lives.
Yeah, but
in many different ways.
Sometimes it's not always for the best.
Sure.
I mean, we've seen some people, when the light's shining on them, make terrible mistakes. I mean, I remember I've had like horror stories of like Jax Taylor stealing something, and then suddenly we're in the press because of that, or somebody gets something totally wrong.
Right.
So you're kind of there for the ride. But I always try to be a good influence on them, but also try to understand them, not judge them as much, but hold them accountable.
Yeah, well, it's good. I will say, the show's been around for a long time because it's good. It's good, it's interesting, and it's real, too. I think that when you hear those stories, you hear everything come out, you're like, damn, this is actually... it's actually happening, and it's their choices, right? They're making these choices.
Oh yeah, they're not mine. That's
no,
for sure.
and so that's the thing. You're giving them a platform, but ultimately it's up to them.
I'd love to make a show called Vanderpump Choice. It'd be totally different. I think with them, you just hope that there's growth, and hope that they kind of make positive choices and evolve from it. They don't always do that.
All right, we got the finale coming up.
Yep.
And a 2-part reunion. So that
we didn't have enough time to work it all out.
I was going to say, who has a 2-part reunion?
No,
unless
that
it's juicy.
happens. It's juicy. That happens on Bravo, and we're doing it for sure. I mean, they're complicated young people, and they want to be heard.
I like it. So who do you keep in touch with from the Housewives? Is there anybody that you stay in touch with?
None of them.
None of them?
Well, Garcelle and I are close. She's very supportive of me, and vice versa. Love her dearly. But ironically, she's the only one she's the only one that's walked away as well. So
interesting.
Yeah, maybe we have that in common.
Oh, interesting. All right, well, good.
For the others that were, no, not so much.
By the way, you'd be fun, obviously, since this, the Traitors. Have you watched that at all?
No, they did mention to me about Traitors. I was like, that's not for me.
It was just not for you. No. You're like running around in a marsh. You're like, no.
Well, I would run around a marsh. That's not the problem. It's just, you know what? I'm busy. I mean, I've just opened another restaurant like a few weeks ago in Arizona.
Yeah.
I'm doing my projects in Vegas, and I have 2 shows on the air. So yeah, I'm not sitting around doing nothing.
That's you know what? That's very true.
Well, look at you.
You know what it is? I think I say that only because I feel like I just see you in that castle, and you just be running that castle.
Oh, you're right about that.
You'd be running that castle.
What would I be? A traitor? Would I be a traitor?
You'd be a fantastic traitor. I think people would just be like, you know what? Don't mess with Lisa.
Well, Lisa Rinna, she was just...
Yeah, she just was on it, yeah.
Didn't she get the hoof?
She did. She got caught.
Yeah.
She got messy.
Yeah, did she?
She got messy.
Oh, that's unlike
She got
her.
emotional.
Said no one ever.
Well,
Oh, my
Lisa,
God.
you're an absolute dream.
Well, as always, you look fantastic, just having had a baby.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I just...
fantastic. Send my love to your better half.
Thank you, my love.
I'm
Thank you.
glad to hear she's doing so well.